You want to tear down a website?
All right, fine.
Slip it in and then we're done.
We could slide and by, and it's pretty boring.
Okay.
Just like Joe.
No! That's why they picked him. He's inoffensive. And those teeth. Joe Biden's teeth. My God.
He does got some chompers on him.
Oh, yeah. No, there's no way that those are not like veneers or caps or something. I see those. I'm like, well, I wish my teeth were like that. I want chiclets. Just perfect chompers.
Good old Joe.
All right. I've got, what is this URL again?
Store.joebiden.com.
Thank you. I've got store.joebiden.com loaded up in front of me. And the very first thing I noticed, it is clean and uncluttered and inoffensive.
Just like Joe.
Just like Joe, as one might think. I'm going to hit view theme or view source. And in view source, I want to see which theme it's running. You know, Shopify used to stick the theme ID into the source code, and I think they stopped.
No, if you search for theme, it shows up as like a JSON element.
Oh my God, it's on BigCommerce.
Oh yeah, it's on BigCommerce, dude.
No, we gotta go. Oh no, no, no.
I told you that. That's why we didn't do it in the first round when we did this months ago during the primary. We skipped Joe because he was on BigCommerce.
Oh, that darn Joe.
But now by getting the nomination, he has earned his way onto our podcast.
All right, I'm glad I hit view source though. Number one, they're running Optimizely. So they're doing some split testing on here, and that's interesting. They've got what appears to be the Facebook code like put in manually, and this is my favorite part. No search engine uses meta keywords anymore. I don't know why you would put meta keywords into a site. You know, like you do title, description, and you used to be able to put keywords in. You just use that to stuff keywords.
Yeah, I was remember when we were in a meeting downtown Chicago with an ultra high-end marketing company.
Yeah, like legit high-end. Yeah, we were intimidated until what happened?
Until the doofus who was like the highest ranking guy in there was like, well, can't we just like put a bunch of keywords in the bottom of the page and make it like black text and make our site rank higher in Google?
Yeah, and then we had learned from a previous bad experience that he was easy to rile up. So then we had to like act like that was a legitimate question and politely explain why that was a terrible idea. Please don't make us do that.
I thought I said something shitty to him, and then he like was sarcastic the rest of the meeting. He
could not wrap his head around the fact that you had alphabetically ordered up something on a page. It was like a list of brands, and you'd alphabetically ordered it using PHP. We were WordPress developers back then. That was many years ago, man.
Yeah.
That was old school EtherCycle. And he was like, well, how does it work? And you're like politely explaining it. And he just snaps. He goes, thanks. I've known how the alphabet works for 40 years, Paul. And you could hear a pin drop because you didn't know what to say.
You asked me how it worked, asshole.
And the answer was it's alphabetical. It's like, look, I'm sorry that you couldn't ask a question right. Anyway, so we're doing this teardown here. All right, you want these keywords? Biden for President web store. Team Joe store. You would think Joe Biden would be first. Joe Biden, merch, gear, official shirts, and it just keeps going like that.
Bumper stickers, hat, Team Joe shirt, yard sign, mug.
I don't want to. I'm never doing a yard sign.
Well, you know, yard signs, that was like a famous original Obama thing. Was that like, you know...
his yard signs were like cool and unique and interesting.
Well, but
he had that Shepherd Ferry stuff.
There was a famous story about it, though, in that, you know, previously... campaigns would give away yard signs because they would be like, oh, well, it's free advertising for the campaign. It shows that everyone in this area is supporting the campaign. Yard signs are a net positive. And the Obama campaign was like, yeah, those things cost us money. We need money to run for president. Yard signs don't get votes out. If you want a yard sign, pay for it because it's merch. And like people were mad about it. And the Obama campaign was like, we don't care. And of course, because they won in 2008, that retroactively made every decision they made the correct one.
Right. They were very big on like data and email marketing. And that's why all those campaigns started taking email super seriously. It's funny to think that prior to the first Obama campaign, email was like a throwaway thing the intern did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because they were obsessed with postal mail. I mean, mailing lists are the backbone. Back in the 80s and 90s, mailing lists were the backbone of any political campaign.
No, absolutely.
Anyway, so the Joe Biden store, it's kind of boring. I don't like this thing on the navigation where it's you hover over the main nav elements and you got to click to bring the drop down up. Always hate that.
I do.
Very boring.
I used to like that, but it's no longer like it used. 20 years ago, when we used to argue about whether or not you should even do drop-down menus or flyout menus, we'd argue about how they should function. And whether you like it or not, the standard now is on hover, the thing pops open, not on click.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair. They're just plain drop-down menus. I noticed that, like, the common theme is these presidential stores are often, like, quick and dirty and very clean and just not a lot to it. I noticed they've got, across the top, it's got an announcement bar. Obviously, this week, they announced, Biden announced his VP pick, and so across the top, get your Biden-Harris gear here, shop now. So I like that they have a call to action button. It appears to go to a Biden-Harris collection, and it also matches the big hero image, and the title is, Shop the newest Biden-Harris gear. Now, what I don't like is this is entirely an image, not text, and the site should be accessible. But there is no alt text in there.
Oh, Joey.
Yeah, bad boy. All right, and now how do I get back? There we go. And then we scroll down, and it just goes, Team Joe gear, and it's the gear, and you buy it. We don't have product reviews. When you get to the bottom, there's no footer. Oh, administered by bumperactive.com. So they're outsourcing all of it.
Yeah.
And then we have like the compliance statement. Okay. So we've got some, well, I suppose we should go to a collection, and it desperately wants us to go to this Biden-Harris gear.
Yeah, we'll get the Biden-Harris gear. I think we're going to get the Biden-Harris Navy t-shirt because the shirt offers the biggest chances to...
There are two things I like, though.
Nitpick at things.
They call the official store in the logo anyway. They call it the Biden Victory Fund.
Because that's where the money's going. This is, remember from last time, folks, this is a political donation legally. You may be getting a shirt in exchange, but you're making a political donation.
That's how they set it up?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I also like that, let's say your store is a microsite, like you're a content publisher like Hoonigan, and then your store is not like the core part. Well, what do you do when people go to the store? Like, how does a lot of people who are in that situation worry about, like, well, what's that relationship? And so they've done something clever here. Above the logo, there's a link with a left arrow, and it says Biden for president. And I assume that goes back to the site proper.
Yeah, you're not, no one's landing, their first landing is on the Joe Biden store. You're landing on joebiden.com, and then you're going to the store.
Okay, unless, you type in one of those keywords.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, of course.
Team Joe
Team
yard
Joe
sign.
Yard sign.
And so I noticed the collections, I cannot sort them. There's not a lot of products, but I can't sort them. They're 4 wide on desktop, and there's no product reviews, which that would just be a horror show to moderate.
Oh, God.
Yeah. There's no filtering, but again, not a ton of stuff. There's a Biden-Harris face mask. We got some old school pins here.
Well, on the t-shirt.
The yard sign's $25?
Yeah, because they're like, screw you. Go give us better stuff.
The t-shirt is $30. The hat's also $30. Everything is $30.
I like the...
And none of this is exciting. I want, remember Andrew Yang had fun stuff?
Yeah, no, there's nothing great. There's nothing that...
There is nothing that in any universe either of us would buy.
Some of the buttons are kind of cute. Let's
go back there.
There's a coffee mug that says Cup o' Joe on it. That's pretty good.
So it's basically a dad joke.
Yeah, well, again, fitting with the campaign. And then if you look at the shirts, I don't know if they have...
Wait, under collections, there's a Pride collection and a digital download section.
Well, the digital downloads is just like stuff for you to have.
So I could print my own sign?
Yeah.
I got a vinyl plotter. I could start making stickers.
Mm-hmm. But there's one that's like on a lot of stuff. It's the...
oh, yeah, look at that.
It's the young Joe Biden shirt where it's like the thirst trap Joe. If you're really into 1960s Joe Biden.
So I go to t-shirts. Thirst trap Joe.
Yeah, it's under all.
Oh, there's some good ones in here. Joe is a Willie big deal.
I don't get it.
It's a Willie Nelson pun.
Jeez, that's bad.
There's an Aviators one. I'm surprised they don't have anything about the Corvette he famously owns. He's got that 60s Corvette.
Yeah, there should be one of him with
him in the vet with the Aviators on.
With a Mustang, yeah.
Oh, okay. There's a few fun ones in here. Tweet less, listen more. Young Joe Biden t-shirt. That one is you could wear ironically.
Yeah, you're just wearing Thirst Trap Joe.
Thirst Trap Joe. We choose science over fiction. All right, so let's go with the Thirst Trap Joe, which they label a Young Joe Biden t-shirt. Oh, there's an interesting thing happening here. We've talked it. That thing is so delayed up there. Here.
Oh.
There we go, now caught up. Look at the apparel size. It defaults
It
to medium.
defaults to medium, yeah.
Isn't that weird?
I noticed that, and I clicked around. I was like, oh, are extra small and small out of stock? They're not.
So what we have in the past, we talk about this anytime a store has product options, and especially in apparel. Most in Shopify, it will default to the default behavior is it will just select the first available variant because variants are sorted from small to large. That's often extra small, and then you have people who get excited, buy the shirt, and then realize they ordered extra small. They have to do an exchange. So our advice is usually, hey, don't default. If you have this problem, don't default to a selection. Do like the add to cart button just is disabled, says pick your size. Then they pick their size, then they can buy. So here, it's just a little, they have clearly tried to solve for this a different way and have it just default to medium, as, medium is going to fit more people than extra small.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the size chart right there, though. We always complain when size charts aren't there.
Perfect, well done. Exactly what you need to do.
It's perfect. Tells you how to measure, and it's specific to this product. And so I want the large unisex. It's funny that they have unisex or women's.
Well, those are like the two cuts of shirt.
Yeah. Unisex really, though, means men's. They got the social share buttons and a print button. I don't know that we necessarily need the print button.
What if we got to print out the listing?
I want to print the listing, compare them, print out several, lay them out.
Well, then
I just can't
Then
pick.
you bring it to Trump of which one he wants, and he takes his Sharpie and he circles the one he wants, and then you got to go back to the internet and buy it.
I'm going to disable comments on this.
That's what he does.
I know that's true. I've read the tell-all books as well.
Listen, he passed his dementia test. He doesn't have dementia. He's very proud.
Okay, count backwards from 100 by sevens.
That's hard. You know, my brother, he was like, yeah, that was the test they gave me after he literally rode his bike, fell off his bike down a hill in San Francisco and cracked his skull and had a major concussion.
Oh, jeez.
And that's what they gave him. He didn't pass it. So does 5 minutes, an hour after getting a concussion.
So, maybe harder than you think. So on this page, they've got a tab description, but it only has one tab. So we could probably do away with that. And it says it's just kind of a default thing. Young Joe Biden purchases a donation to Biden Victory Fund, order ship within 10 days. See, that's important. Tell people when they're going to get their stuff. But I'd put that in the product form. And then interestingly, it says union printed and made in the USA. That I would do that stuff I would just do 100% cotton, union printed and made in the USA. I would make those icons.
Yeah.
Those could be badges by the product form.
Yeah, underneath add to cart above those stupid social buttons we would tell them to get rid of.
Oh, for sure.
And you got to remember, these stores are very much afterthoughts to campaigns.
Yeah, they're not thinking too hard about this.
All
and
right.
you could see the whole site's red, white, and blue.
I clicked add to cart, and this is good. Really telling us that you added something to the cart.
Yeah. Okay. One item was added to your cart. What's next? And it really honestly, the cart confirmation window, it's a modal cart, we call this. This is better than the product page.
No, this is really good.
The photo's bigger. The info is laid out clearly. It gives me more info than the product page did. That's interesting. Then it's got
what are your thoughts on this? On the product page, when you mouse over the image, it does the zoom in on within the image box. I don't like that. I prefer the click to get the bigger version, not the zoom in thing.
I agree with you.
I find the zoom in thing jarring.
I also know from usability studies that I pay too much for subscriptions for, that it's something like 40% of people, not that they'll look at a majority of people will look at photos. 40% of people, literally the first thing they do is go straight to the photos and zoom in. So the answer is 100% you want the ability to zoom in. As to which one is the right way, I'm not sure. But honestly, the mouse over one is neat because there's no click. If I just accidentally mouse over, I'm zoomed in.
Yeah.
But the click one, I like. Honestly, I don't know why we can't do both. I hover over and it zooms in and moves all around. Or I click and it opens. I think that's how Amazon works.
I don't know.
Let's see. I'm going to go to click the cart. It's got a little drawer cart. View cart. Let's see what this looks like. Well, it's got my subtotal. It's got a shipping calculator, which isn't unnecessary. It puts my sales tax right in here. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And
tells you right now the Team Joe store web store is only able to ship within the U.S.
I assume that's some Either they don't want to do it or that's a limitation.
It's illegal to take political donations from foreign nationals.
Oh. And then here, the Team Joe store is only able to ship within the U.S. Would you like to add an additional donation? Let's see what we got here. We'll throw them $25. I don't even have to... It's just one click. If you just click 25, it immediately does it.
Of course.
And we're going to continue as a guest. To continue as a guest, it requires an email address. Oh, I'm going to get emailed for the rest of forever.
They need that shit. They want that email.
Oh, man.
Just going to be like, how you doing, champ? You're going to be watching a movie and like the sex scene's going to come on and you're going to get an email from Joe Biden that says, looking pretty racy there, sport.
Heard you're into cars. Have you seen Mavette? No, I was distracted by the teeth. Joe Biden's teeth. Campaign finance, so then it's got the address form, but they've modified it. Campaign finance law requires us to obtain your occupation and employer and to verify the following statements are true. And then, so I put in my employer and application. As when we did the other ones, they all have to do this by law. And then I have to certify that like a series of statements are true. And it won't give me a shipping method until I've actually put in my address. So we're going to put in my address and here we go. Ship by weight, $4.50. Very reasonable. And we know they're doing weight-based shipping. So I assume this thing's going first-class mail at $4.50.
Yeah.
I can add order comments. Love the teeth. And the vet. Sport. Continue. This is a one-page checkout, which, truthfully, I don't like. But I know a lot of people obsess over them. Yeah, it depends on the audience, whether it works or not. And when you're adding like all these extra fields to it, like a one-page checkout makes sense if you don't have a ton of fields. But personally, I think they're messy. I don't like them.
Well, and again, we went over this months ago. You know, these stores face a very special issue in that there's like certain amounts of data that they absolutely have to collect, and certain types of orders they absolutely have to reject, and all that other stuff. So, you know, they face a harder hurdle to clear than a lot of other merchants.
And then, at that point, I could place my order, which I'm now up to $62. Because I did my $25 donation, $30 for the shirt, $4.50 for shipping, and weirdly, only $2.16 for tax. That seems low.
I don't know.
Either do I. All right. We have done it. We have torn down the Joe Biden store. It was like literally every other presidential store. Entirely mediocre, but carefully crafted.
He's no fun. It was no fun.
Yeah, and you're right. The thirst trap Joe Biden is clearly the best shirt they sell.
In the Cup of Joe mug.
But like, if these are legit donations and you want this to work, you got to treat it like an apparel store and have some interesting stuff.
I think they were kind of like, listen, buddy, we got the nomination. We don't want to have to ship you a goddamn shirt. Just send us some cash.